right. Chad, director and co-writer of The Forbidden Forrest, behind the scenes, take one. This story was initially created by Jorge. The concept itself, he utilized a suicide forest in Japan, inspired by YouTuber Jake Paul's trip to Japan. Got a lot of controversy, but it ended up being a really, really cool find, and he utilized that and created a concept with it. Except it's not in Japan, it's in good old United States of America. And it's about a forest that is rumored to be haunted. So this is an urban legend type situation where they hear about, everybody that goes to this forest, they either end up dead, nobody knows why, they don't have physical signs of harm. So it's quite natural that people assume that they committed suicide or taking something, but he wants to investigate. So he convinces his friend, there's two friends, two guys, Chris and Alexis. And Alexis is a YouTube, he's an aspiring YouTube star. Right? He's looking for his big break. He's looking for the story or the piece of footage that's going to take him over the top to get him 1 million subscribers to get him on. Chris is just Alexis' buddy that always goes with him. Alexis ends up getting him into a lot of crap. And this is the last hoorah. Chris is about to get ready. Chris is about to get ready to go off to college. And Alexis, they go hang out, and it's like, hey man, let's have one last hoorah. Why don't you come go hiking for me? Of course, he doesn't tell him that there's a potential demon or killer at the at the forest, and he wants his friend to come along with him, and they're gonna vlog the whole time. So this is kind of where the story begins, right? The cool thing about this story is, and what I contributed to it was, pretty much the meat is what Jorge developed. The side dish, the potatoes and the appetizer and all that, I was able to sprinkle in terms of the beginning story. At first we had somewhat of a Blair Witch Project idea, which was going to be, from the perspective of the creators. You had first person perspective, I believe, where you have cameras, everyone filming themselves, so on and so forth, filming back and forth, and it's just a first person experience, and it's lost footage. That was the idea, for this to be a lost footage film.
So initially, when we started the film, it was actually going to be just straight third person perspective. We weren't going to do the first person, or we weren't going to mix them up. It was just going to be third person. The reason that actually changed our minds from going from third and including the first and a little bit now the third was because we had people that were willing to help out at the beginning. We had a couple people who were going to man the cameras. It was going to be me, I was about to say Chris, Chad, and another person that we were going to be the ones acting, and we were going to have 2 or 3 other people film us. Things happened that kind of fell through, and we weren't able to get their help. At the end, that's kind of what also forced us to decide, like, we cannot shoot this on our own in third person, because it would kind of require a lot more work. From switching characters to trying to get them both at the same time, we thought it was going to be more difficult. So that's also where we introduced the first person perspective, because it actually made a big difference in helping us create this film. It made it run a lot easier, smoother, and it was a lot more enjoyable for this film.
I came up with an idea that incorporated us having a bit of a twist into it, where initially in the beginning you see these 2 friends talking in a vlog styled video setup with camera phones, and then all of a sudden in the beginning you pan out and you see that there's detectives, which makes you question, like, well, what happened? What is this? It's like they're looking at footage that has already been picked up and looked at. So this created some edginess and some uniqueness to the story, and when you check out the film, you'll kind of see how that ends up turning out. I feel like it's a cool concept. So the creative decisions that we made, the costume was a costume that I already had. We needed to come up with a demon. We needed to come up with a monster or a killer. I already had a cape. I had this like shinobi style hoodie that you can put over, and it has a mask over it. Jorge already had like a piece of cloth or like a covering that completely covered his face, and so those things worked together really, really great. Jorge made a great demon, and you know, those were the ideas behind this demon figure that we had, right? Dressed in all black, and you know, not exactly visible to the cameras, but noticeable to the individuals that are witnessing it. And so that was a cool concept. Myself, it was just, you know, we were naturally in hiking gear. It did suck. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. It was hot in the mug.
The day that we ended up shooting the scenes for the demon, I dressed up as the demon. I wore all black. I was already kind of tired just from walking to the destinations that we needed to get, because it's not a simple walk. It's actually a pretty far walk into it. It looks like it's just a little bit. It's actually a lot. Again, it was multiple locations, so we were walking around a lot that day. By the time I got there, I was already sweaty, and I was about to change from a sweater that was somewhat okay to one that was meant strictly for winter. And when I did, and I got covered up by the cape, and I put the face mask on, and I put something else on, I forget what it was. It was hot as heck.
Alright, this is Jorge becoming the demon. It's hot. It's hot. There we go. Say what now?
It's hot, dude. It's hot.
It's
The
actually
running
like-
isn't even killing me. The running is actually the fun part. I actually like running for some.
It was cool when we initially started filming, and I had a jacket on. He had a sweater on. Then on the next 2 days, it was hot, but we had already invested in this doggone jacket and sweater, so we in there sweating for real in the heat. It's overcast, it's rainy, which actually it worked at our benefit, right? Because I mean, who has a horror film and it's light bright outside, you know? So if the fact that it was overcast worked really, really well with our visuals, and so I felt like that was real, real dope. But yeah, man, the wardrobe situation was a problem.
I am surprised it didn't faint. It was hot, something that I hope I never have to do again, but that was just a terrible experience. Fun, but terrible while being there in that humidity.
Initially, it was just gonna be a crew of two, right? It's gonna be me and Jorge, and we ended up finding some people because like we really had some great opportunities with two fantastic people, Fabian and Alex. They came through and like they killed it, you know. They played our two detectives.
All right, so
as you go, you know.
we got Officer Taylor and we got Officer 2. No.
I think it's pretty cool, man. I usually don't do too much, demonic stuff. This is pretty cool. I like it. I can't wait to finish it though. It's gonna be hot.
Right on.
So hey, what's up? So as of right now, looks kind of cool and stuff, and it's my first time, doing something like this. So it's gonna be a fun experience. It's my first time. So as of right now, it looks pretty cool and stuff. So let's see what happens.
At first, we were gonna end up trying to play ourselves as detectives, and that was gonna be kind of unique because Jorge is already playing two characters. He's playing Lex and he's playing the demon, right? And I'm just playing Chris. And so us going around and trying to film and capture this stuff, it was really, really a great fortune to find Fabian and Alex. And the cool thing about it was Fabian brought all of our cop gear. He's the guy that provided the cop jackets. He provided the caution tape and like all of our accessories that are hard to really get right now. He had available. Prop guns, the whole nine, badges. It was really fantastic. So, kudos to those guys. And they did a fantastic job, especially to work within the time frame that they did. They did wonderful. So, we're really, really glad that we were able to have a crew of 4, actually, or at least have 4 individual actors in this project. 5 total, if you consider the fact that Jorge played the demon as well as Lex or Alex. Alexis, look. since he played Alexis. So yeah, pretty dope. I'm gonna tell you about one struggle we did have. I'm gonna tell you though, honestly, shooting on iPhone 12 Pro Maxes, it wasn't a problem shooting. The problem was getting the freaking footage off the phone.
Shooting on iPhones was a challenge in itself. It wasn't so much of a problem with the iPhones that they were bad quality cameras. No, they were actually really good quality cameras. The problem was trying to put the videos onto a laptop or onto our computers. We kept running into instances where it kept telling us like could not find device. Whenever we tried to download it, it got disconnected midway through. It would download 1 or 2 videos and then all of a sudden it would just stop. It wouldn't download anything else. That was one of the problems we had. Luckily for us, Chad had this little device.
This joint right here is a lifesaver. Boom. Right? And what this is a ScanDisk iExpand drive. This right here plugs directly up to your iPhone. It's not like a commercial or anything. But this, with this little deal right here, it connects directly to your phone and it can actually back up your phone. You get your 4K files. It doesn't reduce the quality. You get straight what's on this device. So that was something that was a lifesaver.
That saved our butts. That really came in handy. That was one of the challenges that we learned that with working with iPhones. Next time we probably should have used a camera. We really should have used just regular cameras, but still at the end of the day I think it worked out well with the iPhones. Besides the awful situation with me dressing up as a demon, there were some funny parts that did kind of happen while we were filming. One of them, of course, was when Chad kind of got lost trying to look for me when I was doing the whole running scene from the demon. Chad did not explore these areas beforehand. I was the one who went to explore them on my own, and I kind of reported back to Chad about them, so he had no idea what it looked like in there until he got there the first day. I already knew my way around, so when we did the forest scene about the demon, again, I had to take off running. I ended up taking off. I forgot how much I ran, but I know it was enough for him to get lost. So while I was down, I literally heard Chad go, Lex.
Hey, you gotta say something so I can find you for real.
Lex, where are you? And then out of nowhere I just heard, alright man, you gotta say something, okay? I don't know where you're at. Come on. I thought he was still joking until I was like,
Alright, I got you.
Alright, where you at, man? And I thought that was just funny.
Another portion of the film that's very important is the spiritual element of it. The one friend, Chris, he's kind of going on a spiritual journey, and the reality of the demon fight and the fact that his sword didn't work is because there's a whole reference to spiritual warfare, right? The fact that the demon only responded to him saying the word of God, right? And the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty by body and God by pulling down the strongholds, which is from 2 Corinthians 10:4. So, this part was really important to the story for me. And I think it still worked very well how we incorporated it within the film, and then of course with the twist at the end of the film.
Chad ended up bringing those ideas up. Again, some of them were more his ideas. I did like his idea of incorporating the police at the end and at the beginning throughout the film. I thought that actually gave it a really interesting twist. It's something that I would not have thought of, honestly. We were just gonna go straight third person, like we said. First person, but it ended up working out using these two perspectives. It was really interesting. I'm glad Chad did bring that up, because that was probably one of the best things we could have done for this film. And it was a great pleasure working with Chad.
It was a great pleasure working with Jorge, man. It really challenged my beliefs, my thoughts, my processes. It was really, really encouraging to also, to be considerate of other options and ideas, and coming up with like a really nice jailed project that was totally unique. I don't think I would have come up with this on my own.
I definitely wouldn't have came up with this on my own.
Yeah, so I feel like it's really, like, in terms of a perfect merging, like a merge story, like it's truly like story that was inspired by us both. The development of the story happened by initially his foundation, and it just evolved in this cool thing that we both had a great joy creating. So
we really hope you guys enjoy this movie. It's something we work really hard on, and hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Indeed. Forbidden Forrest by Jorge Mariano
Jorge is out.
and Chad Giddens. All right, peace out.